What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to part 2 of this tier list series. Part 1 should have been uploaded maybe a couple days ago, but anyway. I apologize in advance because these are not in chronological order, and in the last one I went back and switched them up, but I don't feel like doing that today, so it is what it is. But anyway, we're going to start off with the first one, the Anthony Davis design, which was actually my 50th post, and I think there's a few things about this that I like, but there's also a few things about it that I could have changed, or I feel like it was a little bit rushed, so I'm going to put that at B tier for now. And then same thing with the Anthony Edwards design. I feel like it was a good idea, but there was poor execution in a few places, like the signature. It was a good idea, but just didn't really work out the best. And then same thing, this is on B tier again. I don't have to explain too much. And then this was a whole thread, and I think on a few of those pictures, a few of those designs, it was a bit sloppy execution, and it just kind of looked out of place. So that's going to go C tier for me. Then I'm putting this one up in B tier, just because it was kind of like a design I did on a whim, and it looks good, but it just doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. This one is one of my favorite designs from the year. I'm putting that one all the way up at A tier, simply because it just looks really good, and I did a few other posts based on it later on. And then this one, also B tier because it's a great idea, but it's not the best execution. And then this VHS one, that's gonna go C tier because it's kind of a meh idea. It was just like I was rushing and wanted to get something out. And same thing with this one. It was kind of my earlier stages of me knowing how to do that type of design and how to do those types of manipulations. So it was a good idea, but C tier. And same thing with this and this one. Then this one is going to go B tier because it's a really cool design and kind of a cool idea, I guess. I don't really know how else to put it. And then it's going to be the same thing for this one. It was actually, I'll keep it at B tier because it was okay execution, but the idea was there. And then this one was pretty bad execution, but the idea was there. And this one, this is the rare one I'm putting on D tier because I do not know why I posted it, and it got like 6 likes. And this one I'm putting up in S tier, or no, excuse me, A tier, because I thought it was a really cool idea. It was largely original. I wouldn't say I copied it, but it was influenced, I guess. Like I looked at a few other designs for reference. Other than that, I love this design. Although I feel like it could have been tied together better because the background looks a bit more of like a drawing or like a sketch. But I did the best I could at the time. And this one, I'm putting it B tier because it wasn't an original idea. It was just the same thing as the Conor McGregor post. But it was good execution. And this one, this is my most liked post with like 405 likes, something like that. But I think it kind of looks like a bit off with the cape. And if I did this now, I could put it in S tier. But with the skill level I had at the time, it's going in A tier. And then this is part 2 of the Giannis avatar post, so that's going to go B tier. This is B tier. The swap was good, but the design that I put it on after that was just kind of mid. And then same thing with this one. It was a good idea, but it was also kind of mid. And this one was my first YouTube video that I actually posted, and it was a really good idea. The few things I think I could change was that the 3 was kind of off-center compared to the text. That's just kind of nitpicking. That was just one thing that annoyed me, but it's A tier other than that. And this one, I'm going to have to put it C tier. It was this one was my first YouTube video. This is my second YouTube video. And that one, it was something special. But I do remember that when I exported it onto my phone, it came out like a purplish color, and I could not figure it out for whatever reason. I was DMing a bunch of other designers, texting all the group chats, trying to figure out how to do it. And then, so I kind of had to find a happy medium where it was a little bit purplish, a little bit bluish. But it is what it is. And this one I really liked. It was kind of the idea behind that post was to contradict the LeBron King post, and I actually really liked it. I did the highlights really well because that was something I learned at the time, and it was overall a good concept. And you won't be able to see it on here, but there's a framed jersey at the bottom, which I kind of put in there as an Easter egg. And now this one, the first entry into S tier, because I liked the thread as a whole, the custom Jordans I did for La Liga, especially the Real Madrid ones. Those ones are my best ones. And then this one, I used Ryle on the foreground text, which the main idea behind it was that it was like a social media type of post, and that Arial is the font that is used on Instagram. But I thought it was a good idea at the time, but going back on it, I shouldn't have used it because Arial is just not a font that you should be using in the graphic design world. And then this one, I'm gonna have to put it C tier. It was a good idea with like the gradient mask and him transforming into the Jaguars uniform, but the swap was kind of sloppy and the image was pixelated, so that's going to be C tier. And then this one, my first and only baseball design to this day, that's going to go B tier. Like the black and white contradicts pretty well, or not contradicts, contrasts pretty well. And I don't know, overall it's just kind of mid. It's okay. And this one, C tier, because I feel like there was a lot of things that went wrong with it, even though overall it was a good idea. Like the green text, the idea behind it was that I was using the color off of his shorts, but that didn't really turn out the best. And this one, I actually really like this one. I put a lot of effort into the moon part of it, and like having it be a moon and a basketball, which was hard to do. But then the rest of it felt kind of rushed, so that's B tier for me. And then this one was kind of rushed too. It was supposed to be like the Ferrari stripes, and then Ibrahimovic in the foreground, but it didn't really turn out the way I envisioned it, I guess. So it's going B tier for me. But anyway, yeah, this one's been fun, and I'll see you guys in part 3. Take care. Peace.